Hey, flag football fans, welcome back to another episode of Talkin Flag. We're here to shed a spotlight on the most inspiring, surprising, and just plain amazing stories from the world of flag football. I'm Ambra, and joining me as always is my brilliant sister Tika.
That's right. And today in episode 5, we have another very interesting guest, founder and director of Hands Team Academy, or HTA flag, Micah Lowe, who's worked with some of the best athletes in the world of flag football.
We obviously want to know everything about this brand that has helped shape the most talented athletes in flag. So let's welcome Micah to our podcast. Hi, Micah.
How you doing? Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming on to our show tonight, Micah. Could you please introduce yourself to our listeners?
Okay, so yeah, I'm Coach Micah Lowe, owner and director of HTA Flag that's located in Chicago, Illinois. And started this. I started HTA my training in 2018. I was working as a catch specialist because back then, there was all these like footwork trainers, that were around the country, but there was nobody that was really specializing in catching. And started it with like one of my college teammates. And he ended up getting a chance with the New Orleans Saints. And after that, like we started making a couple of viral videos, and then we just been doing it ever since. So I started this in college, and I played a full college season with my business. So like after like games, I would just train people, and then now we made it the jump into flag football, and I'm just having the best time because coaching girls is way better than coaching guys. I'll stand on that.
That
Stand
is
on that.
brilliant. I
Yeah,
love
so
that. So can you tell us a bit more about your journey in flag football then, and how it led you to this coaching opportunity?
Okay, so yeah, in 2022, I went out to LA, and there was a brand called AEA Global. Okay, and so they had the first ever one-on-one tournament, and it had like some of the best players out there, like Victoria Brito. It had some other girls that were like just like Mariah Lopez, like the Lopez sisters actually. And I had never seen girls run routes like they did. And I was like, oh my gosh. Like I was like, it was really like a special day because I was like, this is going to be the future. And then so AEA and HTA, collaborated on a lot of camps. And so we created camps in Mexico. And I went down to Mexico and I was like, oh, they can play down there. Like it was amazing. And I just felt like I was able to see the vision. In Chicago, flag football wasn't an official sport a couple of years ago. So it was really just like training and whatnot. And then this year we decided to make the first ever elite travel flag football team for girls in the state of Illinois. And so now we're just having a great time. We've been going to, we're on our third tournament now. And a lot of our girls have college scholarship offers already. And so we're having a great time right now.
Wow, that sounds amazing. So you mentioned the HTA brand, of course. So what is it exactly, and how has it shaped your vision for the sport?
So HTA stands for Hands Team Academy. So if you watch football, whenever they do an onside kick, the team that's trying to catch the ball or that's like receiving the ball, they're called the hands team. So you put the players with the best hands out there in hopes of catching the ball and not giving up an onside kick. So I started off as a catch specialist. I wanted to work with athletes to improve their hands because in football, everybody is throwing the ball a lot more, receivers are getting better. And so it's just, teams want to score a lot of points. And so I just felt like there was an opportunity to really like start a certain style of training. And, over the years, I've worked with Joe Overstreet, Victoria Brito, like I said, the Lopez sisters, like a lot of great talent. And I know that the things that separate them from everybody else is they can really catch the ball and do with ease. And so, I think that answers your question, right?
Yes, it does. So have you been a wide receiver yourself, actually?
Yes, I was. I was a wide receiver in high school and I was a wide receiver in college. everywhere I've gone, I've had the best hands. I had to. There was a lot of players that I feel like were either taller than me or maybe faster than me. But like one thing I wanted everybody to know is I had the best hands. And so I think that everybody that I know would put me at least in their top three, maybe. Mhm.
Amazing. So, well, what is your secret, or is it a little bit too much?
I would say like I just feel like it's like when I really lock onto the ball, when you really lock onto the ball, you can like I would say block out everything that's going on. I think that's a real skill. And really just like really focus. And so all the way into the catch, I think that is really good. And I think that your timing with like different types of like jump balls, I think that separates me.
Well, I think that's really important what you're saying, because there's so much going on, isn't there, in a game, and you're thinking, oh, who's going to tackle me, or who's going to come towards me, who's going to block me. So there's so many like stimuli almost. There's so many things you're thinking
Mhm.
about, and just
Yeah,
being focused on catching the ball. I think that's what you're saying. It's a real skill. I love that advice. That's brilliant.
I
So thank
appreciate
you for
that.
that. Yeah.
Sure.
So just moving back to flag football then. So it's obviously experiencing a really rapid growth, especially with its inclusion in the Olympics now. So
Mhm.
we're wondering, what do you see as the sport's potential on a global scale?
Okay, so just to like start off with like girls flag football, I do think that this could be the most popular sport in the year probably 2035. I think give it two Olympics, two cycles of Olympics. I think that's going to be the most popular sport just because one, it's very exciting to watch. So like it's kind of like you see like you watch basketball, it's fun to watch, right? But this adds like a different layer of like athleticism and stuff like that people really haven't seen girls really do. I know that from the dads the parents, the dads of the players that I have on my team, they love watching it, right? And so I just think that more dads are going to put their girls into flag football at a younger age. And so also with it being a cheaper sport and a safer sport than football, it's able to expand around the globe. And I just think it's going to be great. I think that again, wait till the Olympics in 2028, they're going to see it, and then it's gonna be huge. And then just here in America, they're starting to offer like scholarships for it, and I just think that that's huge.
Exactly. And I think the most beautiful thing about flag football is it's inclusive, right? Like, and safer than American football. So that makes total sense. So you said you've worked with some of the best flag football players in the world, including our dear friend Joe Overstreet.
Yes.
What has that experience been like, and what have you learned from all these athletes?
So one, I learned that age is just a number. First with Joe, when I found out that, I think when I first met her, she was like 39. I was like, "You're the best athlete I've ever seen, the best female athlete I've ever seen." Like, and just like her work ethic, I never knew that existed for someone in football. And so she showed me that like when you see like LeBron, and you see Tom Brady, they're talking about their longevity. She's there to me. So like she taught me just like like there's women out here that are really like that. And I just think that just because the space I was in with football, like you kind of just get like all you think about is just guys playing football, right? But again, like when I was able to like kind of when I left college, I was able to like kind of expand myself. That's when I really learned that like women really like in some ways are really better. Like they're better. Like they can like for flag football, like the way that they move their hips, it's just easier for them.
I totally echo that what you're saying about Joe. I mean, we know Joe very well, don't we?
Yeah.
And she's a really motivational person, isn't she? Like you're saying, her work ethic. I think the fact that she got her first MVP when she was early 30s, I believe, was at the World
Mm.
Games.
I
Uh,
think she was a bit later in her 30, or maybe it was 30 years. I'm not quite sure, but she
right.
was, yeah, I mean, she was not the youngest when she got the MVP. And I think she taught us a lot too. And she's been helping us through this process as national team players. Like, she's a very close friend of ours. And
Yeah.
yeah, shout out to Joe if you're watching this. We love
Yes.
you.
Yeah.
um,
Shout out to Joe. Shout out to Joe Overstreet for sure.
yes, for sure.
That's brilliant. So, um, So, what do you think are the biggest challenges then and opportunities in developing women's flag football at the collegiate level?
Okay, so just at the collegiate level, what I would say is right now, I think that the smaller schools are offering flag just to boost enrollment.
Mm,
Um, and I do think that because of that, some of these schools might not be working with the best budget right now. So if you're going to put on a new sport and you don't have the best budget, you might not be able to do it the right way. You might not be able to give them every single opportunity that that they like that the girls really need.
yeah.
I think that's just for maybe some schools, but I also think that like at the high school level right now, um, I think that some coaches may want to coach just for maybe an extra stipend, right? And there's just something to do, right? But like if I feel like the hiring process was as strict as football,
Mm.
you'd have coaches, a lot more coaches that really care. And so it's not a bad thing, but some coaches don't know how to do film. So you might have a girl that could be a beast, but if you didn't film any of the games and she reaches out to a college, the college are gonna be like, so let's see your film, like,
Yeah.
and so yeah, it's just like it's just really new right now. And I just feel like, in a couple years, there's gonna be more coaches that are really serious about it, and I think that it's just gonna grow better that way. But I think the NFL is doing a great job of like, um, making it available for everybody from no matter what class you're in, so I'll say that.
Makes sense. Yeah, and talking about low budget, like even for national teams, and we know how it is because we're national team players ourselves, like everything comes out of your own pocket. So it can be pretty rough, and it should be for everybody, but for girls that cannot afford it to be on the national team because they cannot afford to travel to
Yeah.
camps, or it's really difficult. So I really hope that, with this sport being Olympic now, there's going to be more budget overall, like even in
Mhm.
federations to help these girls out, and obviously the men too, because they're going through the same thing. But I think it's going to change fairly soon, and I really hope it's going to change.
I think
So
it
yeah,
will. I really do think it will.
yeah, I think so too. We just need a little bit more patience, probably. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, Chicagoland has produced some incredible talents in girls flag football. So how does the level of competition there compare to other regions in US?
Okay, so and just so the audience knows that like Chicago, Illinois just got flag football officially this past year. So in 2024 was the first official year, but it's been in schools since I think 2022, maybe 2023, to check that. But there are really like just naturally talented girls, and there wasn't any training, and so until like I came around, and so I think the first person that like I think really started to work with like girls for flag football training wise. We started out with probably just one person that came consistently, and then now we probably have about maybe 16 17 girls that come to training, and then we have a team of two teams, total about maybe 38 girls, and they're just again natural talent. Just like you can jump, they're gritty, they're competitive. Now compared to these other regions like the Southeast, let's say you got Georgia, let's say you got Florida, they've been playing flag for probably like 10 years, and so they just probably know like they know how to play flag football more. So our girls are playing 7-on-7 football in Illinois, but in Georgia, Florida, you can see they're pitching more. You can see that girls kind of like feel just a little bit more comfortable in like maybe 5v5 format, 7-on-7 V format, without a screener. We just went out to Vegas, and I would say that the talent out there, it was like it was like there was this one team, I forget their name, I think it's like GCSA. Shout out to them. But all of their girls could catch with their hands. I mean, their routes were crisp. They had that more of like that 7-on-7 kind of feel that I was talking about, but like they're highly skilled. I think that again though, our girls just being from Chicago and just a little bit more aggressive and a little bit more competitive. And I think that's what separates us right now.
Awesome. So let me see. Just give me 1 second.
Hmm. Now, wait, where are you guys at?
Oh, so okay, yeah, we're playing for the Italian national team. So,
Hmm.
well, I'm based in Italy, and my sister is based in Manchester, in
In the
England.
UK.
Okay, okay, that's what
Yes.
I'm talking about.
So that's
That's what
why
I'm
we're
talking
Yeah,
not
about.
together in the same room.
I got you. I got you. I got you. So like, is it big in Italy?
flag football.
Yes.
So I would say flag football is definitely growing. Our youth teams actually are doing really well in international tournaments. And
Hmm.
our team, our senior team, we've been doing pretty well in the past tournaments as well. So now we're actually going to the World Games. So the top 8 teams are going to the World Games, and we are on the 8th place. So we are maybe one of the lower teams, but we're really developing. So I think from Europe, we're definitely one of the countries that is performing well
Okay.
lately. So yeah, I'm really happy about how things are going, especially the youth in Italy. But I think England probably is even better than, like, more developed than Italy, isn't it, Teak?
Really?
We have probably more teams. We have some teams who've been established years and years ago. It's like in their blood almost. Like some southern teams are incredible compared to the north teams. But to be fair, with the Italian team, we've got some really good athletes, and we're definitely in the top four of Europe. So I wouldn't undermine us. I think we're a good
Hmm.
team, and we've got some really good
Hmm.
potential. But I do agree that even here in schools, it's getting taught finally, flag football. So it's definitely something more on the curriculum and something that's developing way more than in Italy, perhaps. Um, but so having said that, we do have the funds in Italy, funny enough,
You did the
to
what?
the funds, the money to
Okay, okay.
about the players of the national team, which is something, for example, England struggles more with, or the GB. So I'm not quite sure what's behind that, uh, but yeah,
Yeah.
I got, I
seriously,
got
yeah,
you.
yeah,
So
One thing
like,
I will.
yeah, our tournaments, so the travel to the tournaments are all covered by the federation. But like leading up to those tournaments, like everything comes out of your own pockets, like traveling to camps and stuff. Like that stuff is all, out of our own pockets. But then when we're at the international tournaments, it's always covered by the federation. So that's really good. And in Great Britain, it's not like that. Like the girls have to pay when they're going to play internationally, and it's like big amounts of money sometimes. So some of the girls cannot go with the national team just because they don't have the money for it. So yeah, that's what I was mentioning before. I really hope those things will change in the near future, being like
Mhm.
an Olympic sport.
Oh, for
yeah.
sure, for sure. One thing I will say though is like I've gone to like Hans team has been in like maybe 9 different countries, and one of the key ones we love the Nordic area. So we like Sweden, Finland, Norway, and this past summer, I worked with a guy. In Finland, and so I know he's trying to really build flag football in Finland. Sweden, I know they're going to be behind it as well. I think they got one girl named, I think her name is like Melina. She can
Yeah,
she can really ball. You know
we know
Melina?
her. Yes,
Hey,
yes,
okay.
yes. And she plays in the US. She plays tackle football in the US.
San Diego, yeah,
San
yeah.
Diego, exactly. Yes,
Hmm.
amazing.
Hmm.
Shout out to
No,
you,
yeah,
Melina, if you're watching this.
yeah. No, yeah, definitely. So I think that it could definitely be a thing. I think it's growing, like I said, or like we've all been talking about. So just wait. One day you're gonna see Finland up there. You're gonna see Finland up there. You're gonna be like, dang, where'd they come from? You heard it here first, okay?
Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. So if you could give one piece of advice then to young female athletes looking to play flag football at a high level, what would it be?
I think this could be really hard, but take like when you're getting coached, at least let me speak from a guy's perspective. If you're getting coached by a male, listen to what he is coaching you on, and maybe sometimes don't get so upset on how he said it, or
Mm,
that he said it in front of you, in front of other people. As a coach, I know that sometimes I run into girls getting their feelings hurt because they want me to coach them up on the side. but sometimes as a coach, you can't stop the whole practice and take someone to the side, because they don't want to feel like they're getting, put on blast. I think that that's just part of being an athlete, and I think that I think if you wait to correct, if a coach has to wait to correct you and you keep making that mistake over and over and over again, those plays could add up, and that could be it could keep you from winning a game. And so just understand that if you are messing up, that being corrected in the moment does help out. And so those are just a couple things. I think another thing I would say actually would be to really understand where you're at in this situation. So this is a growing sport, and you have chances to break records. This is you could set records at your high school. This could be really something for your life, for your future. You make whatever you want out of it. You could be influencers like y'all, and so really take that moment and really understand what's going on, and really do what you got to do.
That's great advice, especially what you said about male coaches, because we've been coached by both male and female coaches, and there's such a difference in the way they communicate, which is just naturally because we're, male and female, we're very different in how we communicate. But you're absolutely right. Their way of communicating, like male coaches, is so different than female coaches. And if you know that makes things so much easier, because you don't take things personally, or you're not looking at the way it's communicated, like you're saying. But I think is it us having to adjust, or is it the coaches, I wonder, having to adjust their language a little bit to the women's?
No, I think it's both. I think it's both. I've had to adjust myself, but again, I'm saying, in the heat of the game, let's say you are backpedaling wrong. We can't wait till the possession changes, we can't wait for that. So we have to tell you then and there, or let's say you're going for a deep ball right here like this, and let's say you've been going like this, and you drop one. We got to correct you and tell you to flip your hands this way, right? Otherwise, we're a bad coach just letting you do this, So I just think that there's certain times and places. But again, I don't know if all coaches are going to be willing to do that. There might be some people that are a little bit older who are kind of a little bit more stuck in their ways. Luckily, me, I'm a young guy, right? So I'm open-minded, and I know that I won't ever be a great coach unless we can communicate. But like everybody else, there's people make mistakes, or some people just it takes a little bit more time. So, I still think that the athlete though, if again, you can just listen to the coaching, it will be good.
Yeah, no, I think just the fact that you shed some awareness on the fact that you're aware of how different it is to coach boys or girls or men and women. I think that's really great, and that's fundamental, I think. So thanks for bringing it up. I think that's actually really cool that you're thinking from a different perspective as well, because not every coach does that. I appreciate that. I like that. So what excites you the most then about the future of flag football, and where do you see the game in the next 5 years?
Like I said, it's just from you're going to see it on all levels. You're going to see it be a middle school sport. You're going to see it be a high school sport. You're going to see it on all the college teams. You're going to be watching it one day on ESPN. It's going to be oh, let's watch this flag game today. I think Caitlin Clark has really played a huge role in just shedding a light on women's sports, right, in the last couple of years. And you got these new players that are doing the same thing, Juju Watkins, and just in sports in general. So that is just going to carry on. And again, this is a very exciting sport to watch. And so I just think that it's just really going to be something huge. Now, in 5 years, I think that it will be a thing where you really have a lot of girls that you're going to have a lot of girls who are going to dedicate their life to flag football at an earlier age. So in football and basketball, you see all these guys that talk about I knew I wanted to go to the NBA since I was 8 years old, or since I was 5 years old. It's going to be like that for flag. It's going to be like that for flag for girls. And I think that that's going to be something really special to see.
Amazing.
Yes.
Yeah. And we started playing flag really late. Like we came from soccer, and I
Hmm.
think we were like, what, 24 when we started playing flag football, because before that, like we just never knew about it. So
Hmm.
I think lots of girls started playing very late, and now that's actually changing. Now they're starting earlier because the sports is more known. And when we started, it was just not really popular. So yeah, it makes a lot of sense. And let's hope that with the Olympics, it's going to get even bigger. So, all right, Micah, thank you so much. And before we wrap up, we've got a little tradition on the podcast. So, we've got our rapid fire round,
Okay.
10 quick, fun questions about flag football. Just shout out the first thing that pops into your head, okay? Are you
Okay.
ready?
I'll try.
Okay, cool.
Okay, here we go. One tweak that instantly improves a wide receiver's catch rate.
Oh, catching the ball away from your body instead of like letting it get to your body.
Mm.
Third window, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Got you.
Yeah.
One
We call
piece
it diamond.
Diamond, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
diamond.
Yes.
Actually, real quick, Joe taught me this. You have like the first, the second, and the third window, if I'm not
Hmm.
mistaken. And she always
Hmm.
told me you got to catch far away from your body, like, and that's the
Hmm.
third window, if I'm not mistaken. That's what Joe actually taught me.
Yeah.
Okay, next one. One piece of equipment you cannot live without during a training session.
As a trainer, as a player,
As a trainer, but of course, without taking into consideration the ball and those things.
for me, tennis balls.
Awesome.
Love that. Describe the perfect catch in 3 words.
In 3 words. Okay, give me a second.
Yeah, go ahead.
Um, the perfect catch is like a head tap. Do you know what a head tap is?
I'm not
Okay, so a
familiar.
head tap is when they throw the ball up in the air. It's a jump ball, and then you're behind the defender, and you go
Okay,
up and catch it over someone. So then
got it.
here in America, what we say head tap, head
Okay,
tap.
okay,
So yeah,
okay.
yeah. So just so now y'all know. Okay, so like those are my favorite catches when you just show someone like you're way more athletic, and then you show that your hands are stronger by taking it away from them. So yeah. So I know it's not 3 words, but I gave you two.
We'll say
It's
heads
perfect.
up. 3 words. We're good.
Okay, okay.
There you go. Okay, so what would you say to boost a player's catching confidence?
It's when I say something. So like let's say they drop a ball in a like let's say a game. I wouldn't say like, man, you gotta catch it. Like if I really am trying to boost them up, I would say, we're gonna come right back to you. We're gonna come right back to you because let them know that I still have confidence in them and I want them to know that like it doesn't matter about that next play.
Yes. Yes. Great. Most important skill for a wide receiver to master.
Focus. Just because like now, like like I said earlier about like just catching the ball, there's all these things going on. If your focus is really A1, you'll be good, and I think that if you're locked in, and when you're locked in, you get to a point to where when you catch the ball or when the ball's coming in, it comes in slower, and you like that, right? And then when you catch the ball and you're trying to make a move, the people are trying to grab your flags, they're coming a little bit slower. That's when you're locked in and you feel like you can do whatever you want to do. So I think that if you can master being focused consistently throughout a whole entire game, that's huge.
Like you're in some sort of flow state, right? Where
You
nothing
already
else
know
can.
what it is. Hmm.
Yeah, exactly.
Hmm.
Awesome. Favorite part of coaching flag football?
The camaraderie, the like with coaching girls, like I just like how detailed they are and like how they really want to get better. It makes me feel like when I first started coaching like tackle football, the feeling I felt like just being out there, and I kind of lost that over the years because of the way that things are changing and here in America when it comes to like football and NIL. But with girls, I feel that feeling every single time. And so yeah, this the camaraderie, just like you can really set the tone as a coach, and girls are really like they will like jump on your back and they'll have fun and they'll ride for you, and I just think that that's great.
Brilliant. So for our wide receivers watching, best wide receiver gloves.
Ooh, best wide receiver glove. So okay, so like I've worn them ever since I was a freshman in high school. So that was back in 2010. Nike Super Bads. But that's because they had this padding on it, so where like, like if let's say you're getting tackled hard or whatever, like it wouldn't hurt that bad when you're holding to the ball. So I don't know if those are the best for flag. It doesn't matter. I still think that Nike Super Bads, they had the best stickiness, and I just feel like they just felt really good to me. So I'll give those.
Duly
Cool.
noted.
I wrote that down.
Yeah.
Okay, biggest pet peeve as a coach.
Biggest pet peeve. I hate like when you let's say I'm showing you a drill and you just say I'm not going to do that. I can't do that. I before even trying. I don't like the lack of belief in oneself. I'm always saying like be yourself, or I'm trying to always like improve people's confidence. But I really don't like when people don't want to do something before they even try it.
Don't
Fair.
want to make an effort. Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah. Okay, last two questions.
Okay.
Favorite drill to start practice with?
Favorite drill to start practice with. Okay, so like what I really want to start doing more on a consistent basis is start with a head tap drill. So like, let's say you have you have a DB and a receiver. Okay, the quarterback is inside of the DB, and you're just running straight, and you just throw it up. All right, and you just see who gets it. Right, that gets everybody going. Let's say your team has two head taps in a row. Right now, you got two girls who are kind of like upset and they want to get back at them, right? And like you just kind of get the flow of practice going first. Something simple. I will say that if your girls aren't that skilled, it could be dangerous. I mean, just girls landing on top of each other. But if you're with a really good group of girls or a good group of women who are athletic, I think that's the way to start things off.
A
Awesome.
bit like Okies, isn't it?
Okies? What is Okies?
Oh, is that a UK thing? Like Oklahoma drills that gets,
Oh, Oklahoma. Yeah. Okay. Kind of. But yeah, Oklahoma is when you're like running at each other and then you got to pull the
Yes.
flag.
No, sorry. I
Yeah.
mean more like the hype bit of the training.
Yes, the hype. Yeah, you know exactly what it
Up
is.
with Okies just to get that hype, and everyone get hyped up. That's
Gotcha.
why I said it. Yeah.
Okay. Okies. Okay. I'm gonna write that down
Good.
myself. I'm trying to get hip.
I didn't even know that. I was like, what is she talking about?
Okay.
That is funny.
Okay, last one. One piece of
Okay.
advice for someone starting a flag football program.
Sure that you're doing this because you want to see you want to see the game grow, or you're passionate about coaching. Don't do this for monetary gain or just for monetary gain. Okay, because I think one thing that girls are just like elite at, they can really like sense things, and so like if you're the leader of a program and you're just doing it just because you just want to make money, they're gonna peep that, and they won't be a customer that long. Does that make sense?
It
Yeah.
does. It
So
does.
that's what I would say.
Great. Well, that was great. Thank you so much, Coach
You're
Micah.
welcome.
We love what you do, and we can't wait to see the incredible future athletes you will develop with HTA, and maybe even taking it to Europe.
Oh no, definitely. I'm gonna be back in Europe. So like just know, like, look, I gotta go to Europe again for sure. I could definitely see myself out there this summer. This past summer I was in Greece and I was in Turkey and Finland. So I try to do something every single year. So we'll definitely have to link up and have to make some content because look, it could be nice. It could go crazy.
I
Yes.
was about to say, do not forget about Italy and GB, and hopefully we'll find a way to meet and shoot some content. That would be amazing. So yeah, let's link up for sure. Okay, so
Okay.
for everyone listening, if you want to keep up with Micah and his work, where can they find you, Micah?
So there's multiple things. Let's say Instagram for first. You got hta.football. That's the mother account. That's the big account. I definitely run it. So then you also have HTA flag, where you get to see like our team specifically, like my travel team specifically, like kind of like the behind the scenes and like the training and practices of that team. But then my personal account is Coach Micah Lowe. That's right. You get to see more of myself, and not so just like professional coaching, So yeah, those are the three on Instagram. And then I think we have a player-led TikTok. I think it's hta.flag. We're still getting it going, but that's a lot of just like, the trendy dances and whatnot. But yeah, you guys can check me out in all those places.
We definitely will. Okay, guys, so if you love this episode, be sure to hit like, subscribe, and definitely share it with your flag football friends. And hey, maybe even sign up for an HTA session if you're looking to level up
Maybe.
your football game.
Yeah. Look, just also let them know, like, if you do have a session with me, just know I love this stuff, and you will feel that. You will feel that from the first time we get on the field, okay? So you better love this stuff too, or you're gonna be like, oh my gosh, this is too serious. Like, again, this is what I love to do, and I'm blessed to do it. So please sign up.
Fantastic. Thank you so much once more, Coach Micah. This was podcast number 5 of Talkin' Flag with Ambra and Tika. Until next time, keep chasing those flags, and we'll see you soon.
All right, thank you. Have a great one.